Hey, what's up guys, for coming at you with a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh video, and this video we're going to be doing something a little bit different. A work friend of mine asked me to evaluate his Yu-Gi-Oh collection with the hopes of obviously selling a bunch of it, and we went through it. Basically took over an hour and a half to 2 hours, and in the end we basically decided the best thing to do would be to purchase the whole collection and try and move it myself or keep some of it totally up to me. Now obviously the binder is going to have a lot of different cards in it that were personally, favorites of his. He said he put cards in his binder that he liked, and that's something that you do when you're younger. You collect cards that you like. You don't necessarily play with the most powerful cards, and that's a lot of way that people actually collected Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic as well. Like my Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh binder have cards that I like in it, not necessarily cards that are amazing, and that's just my own personal preference. Obviously, going through his bulk, he did have some really interesting cards. There were a few commons that have ridiculous values that we looked up, and a lot of his foils that don't have a lot of value, but obviously nostalgia people will get a huge kick out of them. The majority of these cards we're going to see are from the GX era, and I know, as you guys probably know, there are quite a few commons within that era that do hold quite a high price tag. And I did pick up a bunch of cards from his bulk that I really like and I think are really cool that we're going to go through. Obviously, they might not have a huge monetary value, but I think they'd be really cool to take a look at. But anyway, guys, we're going to start things off with the binder. Then we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the cards that I specifically picked out from the collection that I particularly like. So let's get into it and hope you guys do enjoy. So starting things off, we have some ultimate rares. Not particularly super valuable ones, but another friend of mine has actually decided to pay and claim the ultimate rares already. So we have Volcanic Slicer, Herald of Greenlight, not Herald of Perfection unfortunately. We have Serial Spell, and we have Dimensional Inversion. So I don't think any of those cards are particularly relevant, but they're nice. Ultimate rares are always nice. He does have a nice collection of ultis. One day I might be able to get him to show them off in a video for you guys. If you'd like to see that, let me know and I'll do my best to try and get him to show off his ultis, which are pretty cool. We have the three Sphinxes. They are unlim. I don't think the original movie pack was printed in first edition here in Australia. I could be wrong. But surprisingly, he didn't have the rest of the premium pack. So we didn't have the Pet in the Dark Clowns. We didn't have the Rare Metal Dragons, the Inferno Tempest, and the Return from the Different Dimension, so on and so forth, which is, I think the Inferno Tempest and the Return are the really valuable cards. I'm not sure if how much value these three actually have, but it's nice to see the three of them together, because I have, I think, 2 of them. I don't think I have Finian. So it's nice to see the 3 of them together. Would love to see them get support one day. I mean, Konami loves nostalgia stuff. They made Sacred Beast a deck, so, I mean, Sphinx support maybe one day, I guess. We also have Exode the Master Guard and Simorg, Divine Bird Simorg, obviously from, or Bird of Divinity, sorry, from the structure decks. Sadly, he didn't have any of the Harpy Lady 1, 2, or 3, or Harpy Girl from the structure deck 8, even though he does have quite a few other cards from the structure deck. He said if he finds them, he'll let me know. But because I don't have a structure deck 1 structure deck 8 Harpy Lady 1, but it's nice to see. I think this card does have some value now because of the new support, and I do believe it's the only printing. And it is a first ed as well, same with the Exode Master of Divinity, which is nice. Then we have another first ed, which is the Ancient Gear Galvatron Dragon. So from the original Ancient Gear structure deck, I do believe he has some nice value. We have Judgment of Anubis, which is from the special, which is I think a special ed promo from the Lost Millennium. We have Desert Twister, which is nice. We have Necro Shade from first ed from the Jaden structure deck. We do have a starter deck Kaiba and a starter deck Yugi, Blue Eyes, and Dark Magician. The Blue Eyes is unlim and the DM is first. Sadly, they are the Australian versions and the DM is quite damaged. Otherwise, I would probably run that in my DM deck. We also have the Dark Beginnings 1 Dark Magician, and we have a structure deck Evolution, Blue Eyes, and DM both unlimited, which is nice. Also from the Yugi Evolution, we do have the Black Luster Soldier, and I think the Kaiba also had the Kaiser Seahorse unlim as well. We have the starter deck Joey Red Eyes unlim. We have a Pot of Avarice from the Elemental Energy, not first ed, but still nice. And we have a Lava Golem and a Destiny Hero Dogma. Moving on, we have a first ed Ultimate Tyranno from Super Rare from Photon Darkness. We have the Lord of Dragons from the Kaiba Evolution. There's actually a lot of foils in that more than I remembered. We have Double Dude, Ectoplasma, Shrink. He had a few Shrinks actually. This is the limited edition from Storm of Ragnarok. Light Laser, first ed from Duels Pack 3, so that's Jaden 2, if I remember right. Scapegoat, very nice, super rare Scapegoat. It does have some wear on it, unfortunately, from the Joey starter deck, so it's pretty old, but unlimited. Bubble Blaster, and a bunch of other super rares. Vanity's Ruler, first ed from Cyber Dark Impact, which is nice, which is pretty cool. We have some Roids. We have Chaos Sorcerer, from Invasion of Chaos, but it's a bit damaged, which is a bit upsetting. We have the Big Koala. I mean, these are cards that he likes, obviously. But yeah, we're going to see a lot of anime particular cards. Divine Dragon Ragnarok. I know this is probably not a super relevant card, but I was actually looking for one of these for a really long time. Neo Akamordo, I always like this guy, so I get why he's in the binder. He's really cool. So we have Gyroid as well, and we have Death Kangaroo. We have some Hex Seals. I think they have some value. I can't remember off the top of my head. More Roids. I guess he liked Roids. Metamorphosis, very nice. First ed as well, from PGD. I forget what deck that is. It is a bit damaged, but still, Metamorphosis is a card that I think GOAT players are looking for. Next, hilarious card. We do have the tin promo for the Grand Neos. Obviously, I got the Grand Neos tin. We have the super rare Flame Wingman, Unlim from Jaden. We have King Dragoon, first ed as well. We also have from the Asta Duels pack, the Shining Phoenix Enforcer and the promo Dragon Master Knight, I believe from, I think it's from the special pack that has like the guide to Yu-Gi-Oh in it. Yeah, it's that set. So that's pretty cool. Put everything in upside down, it's a bit awkward. Then we have some more Elemental Heroes. We have a few McDonald's promos. So we have Mudball Man, obviously is a McDonald's promo, as well as the Electrum. So I actually had these when I was younger as well, and they got lost and damaged. Sadly, he didn't have Aeneas. That would have been amazing if he had an Aeneas in terms of monetary value, but obviously he didn't have one. But these will still have some nice nostalgia for people who like Elemental Heroes. They've got a bunch of Neos fusions, which are great. Moving on, we have a few more fusions. So we have the VW, I love that. We have some more Elemental Hero fusions. We have the most useless Neospatian ever. Well, the fusion, the actual Neospatian is really good. We have King and we have Ojama Knight, which obviously gave me a huge kick. But anyway, guys, that is it for the binder. I figured we'd go through and take a look at some of the more key cards. So let's take a look. So taking a look at the more specific individual cards, I want to start things off with basically the two cards that inspired me to basically do this in the first place, were obviously Arm Dragon level 10 and Arm Dragon level 7 from the Chaz Prince and Duels pack. Now they are unlim, but I've been looking for an Arm Dragon level 10 for like 12 years at a good price, and I finally have an Arm Dragon level 10. So I finally get to complete my family of Arm Dragons. I have a Dark Arm Dragon somewhere, but Chaz didn't play that. Neither with the Metaphys Arm Dragon. So I'm so happy that I have an Arm Dragon level 10, and then getting the level 7 super rare as well was just so nice. I might even take the secret rare out I have and just play the 2 super rares in my Ojama deck. If you guys haven't seen the profile for that, it is up here on the channel. One thing he also had was more cards that I was looking for. He had level modulations. Obviously, this is not relevant to pretty much anyone other than me. He also had a really good condition level up, because the level ups I had were in not the best condition. But this is pretty much a near mint level up, which is great. And finally, with level modulations, I can start building that Ojama Arm Dragon deck that I want to do a profile for. Also, if you guys know the rulings on level modulation resurrecting Arm Dragon level 10, please let me know in the comments below, because it says it can summon it ignoring the summoning conditions. You get to Bury Opponent 2 cards, but you get an Arm Dragon level 10. So interesting card, really happy, but I'm absolutely ecstatic that this Arm Dragon level 10, yes, it's unlim, but it's in absolutely immaculate condition. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm so happy that I finally have an Arm Dragon level 10. He's very expensive because he has 2 printings. Obviously, it's the dual terminal, which, let's be honest, I'm never going to get a dual terminal one, and the Chaz Prince and Duels pack. I bought pretty much Chaz like crazy, pulled every card in the set except this, so I'm so ecstatic that I have this. Moving on to some valuable commons. He had 2 instant fusions. First ed from Cyber Dark Impact. So I think I checked, these are about $6 each, because they are first ed Cyber Dark Impact. Obviously, it's a common, but it's common instant fusion, but it's an original first ed. So I reckon that's pretty cool to talk about. He also had a first ed Super Poly from Phantom Darkness. Yes. of course, like these were just sitting in his tin. Like obviously he didn't know what these were. Like for the longest time, Super Poly was banned, so I guess that makes sense. And I think Instant Fusion was banned for a while. Could be wrong. Apologize if I am wrong about that. But yeah, that's ridiculous value right there. That's some great cards. He had a few Potter grades. They're not. This one's not in the best condition, but it's always cool to talk about Potter grade. He had a Graceful Charity from the Pegasus starter deck, so super rare, good condition. So some good GOAT cards. He had quite a few tin promos. So I assume he bought into quite a few tins. So he had, or unless these all came from the one tin, I could be completely wrong. We had a Max C, which is really nice. He just sitting in the bulk, didn't even know. Tour Guide, super rare. I mean, she's not super relevant. She's not super expensive anymore, but still a really cool card. We have a Rescue Rabbit. Obviously, I need Rescue Rabbits for aliens. We had an Evolso Lagia as well. So some really cool super rares. Oh, and a Blizzard Princess, because I like Blizzard Princess, and I really want to use her in a deck. I think I was playing her in Magician Girls for a while. So there's that. We also had the Cyber End Dragon promo, the evil Cyber End Dragon, which is really cool. He had a Machine Dupe as well, a First Ed from the Structure deck, so that has some value. He had a First Ed Photon Darkness Yubel. That's just chilling. I mean, Yubel's not expensive, but it's nice that's First Ed. It's a really cool collector card. I don't think I'll actually part with this. I think I will keep this one. He had an Aqua Dolphin First Ed from the Jaden Duels pack, so it's really cool. He had a First Ed Ultra Rare Force of the Breaker rare value. Now this card isn't super expensive, but it's really old, and seeing really old Ultra Rares is really nice. And I think it's about $5-6 and still really nice. I think it's actually more expensive than the Ulti based on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Prices app, but who knows, could be wrong. I was super ecstatic. He had very few aliens, but he had two of the two aliens. He had like 2 alien shock trooper, and I needed alien shock troopers. He didn't have the Synchro, the boss monster, which is fine. I guess it's an ultra from a 5D set, so he probably didn't have it. But getting the shock troopers was really good. And one's First Ed, one's Unlim. I don't really mind. These guys are impossible to find. I think he didn't have too many other aliens. He had Grand Mole, so we can make the Grand Neos if we want. He had some First Ed Ancient Ruins. I mean, again, these are really cool cards. Not necessarily super valuable. First Ed Destiny Draw, ultra rare from the Asta Duels pack, which was really nice. He had a Mermail, Abyss Cinderlay. I think she's actually quite expensive. I think she's like $6 for an ultra because of Mermails, which is nice. He had a set of Ojamas. Sadly, they're not all from Chaz Duels pack, and they're not all First Ed. They're all Unlim. But hey, I'll take any Ojamas I can get. People, there's a time where Ojamas will be in demand again. So, and I love the archetype, so I'm super ecstatic. He had some Ojamas. He had some cards from the Structure deck for Harpies. So he had 2 Hunting Grounds and an Elegant Egotist. Obviously, these aren't high max rarity, and Harpies I want to play like high rarity, so it's nice to have them from the Structure deck, because I didn't actually have those from the Structure deck, which is cool. And we also had the Sisters from the Structure deck as well. So other than that, we got a bunch of Sakuretsu armors, so GOAT players, eat your heart out. I'm pretty sure this is played quite extensively in GOAT, because it's a good card. We had a bunch of MSTs. Overall, obviously, we had 2 Ojamana. We had a second Ojamana as well, which was pretty cool. Overall, guys, I think this is a really cool collection that definitely goes back a long time to an older time of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, it's not obviously the most valuable collection, but there is an Arm Dragon level 10 in it, and I'm really happy that I was able to help him out. And I know a lot of these cards will be in demand, and definitely getting the Super Polys and the Instant Fusions were really nice. Like, even if they just sit in a binder, they'll make great trade bait if I don't end up using them. And there's some really nice cards in here that he's definitely looked after. So I really want to thank him for parting with this collection. And thank you guys for watching it. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite piece of the collection is, if you are actually really keen to see that Ojama Arm Dragon deck profile. So when I say that, I mean not the one with the V to Zs, not with the Union. So just a pure Arm Dragon Ojama deck. because I feel like there's lots of profiles for lots of people. There were a lot of people playing, you know, with the unions. No one was really playing the Armed Dragons, so I really want to highlight the Armed Dragons because it was a fun deck that I was playing around with in Duel Links. Obviously, we didn't have legend at the time. I think I didn't have level modulation, so it's nice to have level modulations for that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for letting me go through this collection with you guys. Hopefully, you enjoyed looking at some of these really cool nostalgia cards. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I'll catch you for my next video.